Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I am Carl Calhoun.
And I'm Nefertiti Givens. Candidates weren't the only ones racing to the polls. Flint residents drove to their registered polling stations to cast their votes. I stopped by a few stations to get a first-hand look at the voting field. Vote, vote, vote. On November 8th, residents from the Flint area flocked to their neighborhood polling station to cast their ballot for the next incumbents of many political seats. Signs and flyers were the stars in encouraging voters to lean towards candidates. With some polling stations opening as early as 7 a.m., voters headed in early to cast their ballots.
Our voices can be heard, not verbally, but through the pen, and so that changes can be made within our state, our country, our cities, and very important.
We even got a chance to catch a familiar name on the ballot. On the front lines of the voting grounds, Miss Melody Relaford, who's running for Flint School Board.
In the next coming 5 years, Flint schools will have approximately $500 million to allocate, and you need the right people at the table. As you can see, we're very diverse. We've been out in the community for the last 5 months, answering questions, getting feedback, and bringing the community back to the table. Without a solid school district, you would not have a solid city.
Although the polls are open, there's still much participation needed to keep voting numbers high.
Young people, as has always been said, are our future. They're our present and our future and futures to come. So if we don't instill that pride, that obligation inside of voting, our children's lives, our communities will continue to fail and be in poverty and be distraught.
The race is on and ballots are ready. What candidate will fill the seats and become our next season of leaders? We'll find out. This is Nefertiti Givens with MCC News.
Celebrating Flint's vibrant art community is as simple as taking a stroll downtown. Flint MCC News' TJ Leone has more on this creative collaboration.
On the second Friday of every month, you can enjoy the sights and the sounds of Art Walk, one of the Greater Flint Arts Council's most popular free events.
I've always said that the arts is what is the glue that holds the community together.
At the first of over 20 stops on the Art Walk, the Greater Flint Arts Council had free food, live entertainment, and a ceramics exhibition. In addition to selling locally grown produce, Hoffman's Deli transformed into a gallery space for high school students. The comic book store had artisan leather goods as well as DJ Thunder.
The diversity and creativity of the Flint community is reflected in the Art Walk.
This is a big art community here. Our cultural center is by far world class. That's a testimony to me about how Flint feels about art.
You can't have Art Walk without artists. For muralist and organizer Polly Everett, it's more than just art.
Yeah, the main thing is like connecting.
People should come out for the art and stay for the fun.
I'm TJ Leone for MCC News.
A music studio is showing the Lapeer area how important businesses are to the community. Here's MCC's Emily Pate with the details.
Small towns seem to be the heart and soul of America, and in those small towns are the local businesses that keep the uniqueness of each town going. Lapeer, Michigan is no exception to that. From antique shops to the local theater, Lapeer always supports the little man. Great Lakes Music Studio opened up just 4 years ago, but has quickly become the go-to spot for local musicians. Gordon Pfeiffer is a man who wears many hats to keep this business going.
My role in the small business is sales manager, guitar tech, operations manager, everything that kind of makes the business run day to day.
With the flexible hours, sense of community, and being able to do what he loves, Gordon has found the perfect spot for him here. Great Lakes Music Studio is a one-stop shop for anyone looking to get into music.
We have 4 main categories. We do repairs, we do rentals, we do lessons, and we do merchandise. If it makes noise, we have it, teach it, or sell it.
Small businesses like these rely mostly on word-of-mouth advertising with a small presence on social media.
I think the most important part of a small business is community involvement. I think having pride in where you're located, pride in your customers, pride in what you do makes a huge difference when it comes to small business. I think some businesses focus too much on the monetary value of things versus the effect they have on people in their lives.
Local musicians are the most important to a store like this. Buying online has become one of the biggest competitors for small businesses everywhere. That's one of the reasons why musicians like Caleb Nettles prefer to give their money to some place that needs it.
I prefer to buy my music stuff locally rather than online because I like to support small businesses, and usually it's a pretty competitive price and it's right down the road, so I can just go grab it when I need it.
With events like Small Business Saturdays coming up, don't forget to show support to your local small businesses. I'm Emily Payton, this is MCC News.
When you think of a small business and young people, you might think of a lemonade stand on the front lawn. But MCC's own Christine Lee spent some time with a young lady who's thinking outside the box.
What were you doing when you were 13 years old? Well, if you're anything like Sophia Schultz, you were a young entrepreneur running your own small business. Her business is called Sophie's Scents, and she makes and sells her own candle wax melts.
I saw some stuff about it, and I thought it was fun, so I wanted to try it out and make money.
She learned the craft watching how-to videos and can do everything herself, from melting the wax to just the right temperature, to measuring and adding the perfect amount of scents, colors, and decorations, which she has a wide variety of.
The business has been going pretty good. I've done multiple vendor events.
Sophie's Scents have been doing very well, earning around $5,000 this year so far.
When she came to us, she had everything planned out completely. So she had an entire business plan with the name that she wanted to use, what she wanted to do, the supplies she would need, how much she had to invest in the business, and pretty much everything, all of the information. So I wasn't surprised when she decided she wanted to start her own business to make money.
Her family and friends are very supportive and helpful. They say she has become more organized and responsible.
I think it's really cool. I think she definitely is really creative. Coming up with her own business is pretty big.
She's a hard worker. And can't wait to see what her next business is going to be.
Sophia plans to attend culinary school someday and says she will most likely continue in the world of business, but is open to trying new things. For MCC News, this is Christine Lee.
As the winter season approaches, Michigan cities prepare for the many holiday events for the public. MCC's Noah Stombaugh tells us more at Clarkston's annual holiday market.
The late November temperatures drop as Clarkston prepares its holiday wares. November 19th marks the 5th year the city of Clarkston has held its annual holiday market event right in the center of Bay Court's newly renovated family park.
The Clarkston Area Chamber of Commerce hosts it in partnership with Independence Township Parks, Recreation, and Seniors. Every year we've had it, we've kind of tweaked some things, we've grown a lot with our craft vendors.
When inside the park's Brady Lodge building, a treasure trove of handmade collectibles and manufactured items from local small businesses can be seen. Craftsmen and women from around the state has attracted many fans over its lifetime. But this one is the biggest year yet. With the fresh addition of snow showers and below freezing temperatures, the holiday-themed attractions felt more festive than ever. One of the most cheerful traditions to grace the holiday season is sitting on the lap of the one and the only Santa Claus. Journeying from the North Pole and creating a long line of eager families, Chris Kringle himself gave joy and candy canes to the children filled with the Christmas spirit. Even his wife, Mrs. Claus, accompanied the crowd. But what makes an experience like this possible are the sponsors from the city's Chamber of Commerce making a difference to the local small businesses.
We have a ton of local businesses that help to sponsor this event. Bowman Chevrolet here in Clarkston is our Santa sponsor. So they help bring Santa and Mrs. Claus down from the North Pole.
It's such a fun event, especially seeing all the kids so happy to see Santa. It just makes your heart happy, you know? But it's awesome being here, especially being from Clarkston and now working in Clarkston, just seeing the community come together, and luckily the sun's coming out, so it's a little chilly, but at least the sun's out.
The support received from many local sponsors livened up the already high spirits, including live performances from a few talented artists. Sponsoring from the Joint Chiropractic, as well as Northern Capital and Spencer Real Estate, 3 singers and songwriters perform individually, strumming their guitars to their favorite tunes and iconic Christmas carols.
We're getting set up to play some music. We're each of us are singer-songwriters, write original music, and also are gonna make a try at playing some holiday songs too today, which is, you know, a little bit out of the norm for myself, but I'm looking forward to it.
Having original music on streaming services like Spotify, the trio possesses more than 20 years of experience playing and singing, including Ashley Pyle, who can currently play 17 different instruments.
I still have fingers by the end of this event. I will be continuing to play music and writing songs. I got stuff out on all the streaming services as well.
I'm also a singer-songwriter, have some stuff on Spotify and all that good stuff, and we're kicking. Yeah, snowdrifts, it's cold.
Thinking about grabbing me some Shaded Bloom coffee. That's what y'all should do. Uh-huh.
Not only was the entire event open to the public, but other sponsors that offered hot chocolate, reindeer, and even horse-drawn wagon rides, all of it for free for the public to enjoy.
Every year we've kind of tweaked things and reevaluated it, but this is our biggest event to date, and we're always the Saturday before Thanksgiving every year, so it's kind of the first kickoff to the holiday shopping season.
In a winter wonderland.
Oh, wow, thank you. For MCC News, from Bay Court Park, I'm Noah Stomba reporting.
COVID's still a haunting nightmare for houses of worship, as empty seats are now the main visitors in church services across the country. I stopped by a few local churches to hear how they're holding up.
My goodness, it was a famine, it felt like.
Worshiping gone cold, and rather, COVID. Church attendance across the U.S. has been leaving pastors and worship leaders in shambles as their once loyal attendees are gone and never returned after a sick and shut-in hiatus due to COVID. The year-long lockdown forced worshipers to enjoy their spiritual nurturing at home with just a few clicks of a button. The problem is, though, they're not coming back.
Some people who have conditions, it's very sensitive to COVID, so they were afraid, or I would say cautious, to not catch whatever was going on, so they did whatever they could to try to get church, but yet not be at church, and that was a difficult thing of trying to figure it out, but you lost so many of them because they were concerned about their health.
With empty seats becoming the main guests during service, worship leaders are hoping they'll just be short-lived visitors. While some churches are seeing an increase in attendance since COVID, there's still much work needed to be done.
It's a change. One thing's for sure is learning how to deal with change. Nobody likes change. Oh my God, nobody likes change, but learning to adjust, learning to adapt, learning to work.
According to a Lifeway research study done in June, 34% of churchgoers attended church 4 or more times a month prior to COVID. Now, only 26%. With only 5% of churches still closed after COVID, only 2 in 3 members returned.
I believe some people have got away. They have gotten comfortable with portions of when we were in COVID. We were strictly stuck to social media sites in order to see church, in order to have church, because we couldn't come into the building. And I believe that some people have just got so comfortable with that they would say, hey, I don't have to go to the building. I can just have church here at home.
While COVID may be a thing of the past to everyone else, it's still a haunting nightmare for churches. I'm Nefertiti Givens with MCC News. Finally, today, are you interested in adopting a new pet? There is a way that you can make a difference here in the community. MCC News reporter Avery Andritas has the story.
Want to help an animal in need? An organization called Adopt-A-Pet does just that. Located in Fenton, Michigan, their main goal is to help animals find their forever homes. Last year alone, Adopt-A-Pet found homes for a grand total of 1,115 cats and dogs. Today, we will speak to Robin Blake to find out what she does for Adopt-A-Pet.
I've been fostering for Adopt-A-Pet for about 13 years now.
We basically do cats because dogs are a little bit harder, so we do the cats because we work. We usually get either just kittens to foster, or sometimes we'll get a mother and babies, or sometimes we'll get a pregnant cat. And then we'll keep her until she has her babies and they're old enough to be spayed, neutered, and they go to their new homes. Right now we have a mother and 7 babies, and we got them when they were 3 days old. So it's just constant in and out. Cats in here all the time. But it's fun, it's very rewarding. So it's anybody that has thought about doing it might want to do it. It's great.
If you are interested in helping, go to adoptapetfenton.com. Once you are there, you can check out all the ways that you can help, such as volunteering and donating money. Also, everyone needs to remember that spaying and neutering your pets prevents unwanted animals. You can contact them by calling 810-629-0723 for more information. For MCC News, I am Avery Andretzis reporting.
Well, that's it for our broadcast.
Thank you for tuning in. From all of us here at MCC News, stay safe and have a good evening.